failed. Always remember, I am nothing. I was apprenticed to the most powerful being in the galaxy once. I was destined to become so much more.
We meet again, Kenobi. Welcome to my world. Take them back to the palace.
This story will tell the complete life of Darth Maul, in chronological order, using each and every canon source. From the child of the mysterious Dathomirian witches, apprenticeship to Sidious and early training, the first Jedi he killed, the duel of fates on Naboo, how he survived for 12 years in squalor and isolation, and how he rose to take on apprentices of his own, create his own empire, and wage his dual wars, one against his Sith master, one against the Jedi Obi-Wan Kenobi. But our story begins some decades before the Clone Wars. On a world steeped in dark-side energy, Mother Talzin would give birth to a red-skinned boy. The exact year is lost to history, but his legacy of rage and revenge would burn its way across the galaxy. This boy's mother was the head of the Night Sisters, a matriarchal group of dark-side magic wielders. They lorded over the males of the society, keeping them in settlements that were devoted to growing their physical strength. When it was time for mating, the Night Sisters would come and take their pick. Maul's father is unknown, but Talzin instantly recognized that this child was special. His innate connection to the Force was palpable. Talzin personally cared for Maul, while his brothers Feral and Savage were tossed aside and sent back to the settlement. During these early years, he would receive the ceremonial black tattoos that covered the Dathomirian Zabrak's bodies. Perhaps detecting this creature's appearance in the dark side, a human calling himself Darth Sidious came to visit Dathomir. Once he showed the clan mother his own powers as a dark side wielder, these two masters of their respective dark arts decided to share knowledge, combining Sith teachings with the Night Sister magics. And with this bond came a promise. The Sith Lord would take Talzin as his right hand, bringing the galaxy under the rule of the Sith and Night Sisters. But this was a lie. Sidious too could sense the potential in Maul, and if trained properly from this young age, he could become a powerful apprentice in the Sith tradition of the Rule of Two. Talzin was devastated and would spend her life plotting to get revenge on this Sith Lord, who had disappeared into the void of space just as suddenly as he appeared. It would be decades before she would see her son again. Sidious would have the young Zabrak's mind, muscles, and his Force connection beaten and forged into a weapon. Channeling anger and athleticism, he killed the galaxy's most fearsome monsters with just primitive tools, until he found a weapon that would most suit his style of combat. Sidious knew of accounts of the double-bladed lightsabers that dated back to the mythical stories of the Sith Lord Exar Kun, stories that were passed down through the Keldroma epics. A weapon that was known to be more difficult, but also more intimidating. Less wieldy, but much more deadly in the hands of a purely offensive combatant. As Maul grew more proficient with the red-bladed weapon of the Sith, Sidious took his apprentice to Malachor, showed his apprentice the remains of the ancient battle between the Sith and the Jedi, all under the shadow of the Great Temple. When this Kyber-powered superweapon was unleashed that fateful day, a design which would later inspire the Death Star, both Sith and Jedi were turned into ash, frozen in time. Sidious wanted Maul to feel a connection to these ancient Sith, and experience this attack from the Jedi, so he made him breathe in the ashes of a slain Sith warrior. Maul's connection to the Force allowed him a brief but intense vision, voices chanting, "Far above, far below. We don't know where we'll fall. Far above, far below. What once was great is rendered small." And Maul could see the other Sith being cut down by the Jedi, and eventually feel all of their pain. Experience 1,000 saber blades burn through his body. Experience 1,000 deaths. When he snapped back to the present, his burning want to gain revenge against the Jedi had been ignited. But Sidious knew that this fire must be properly fueled. And instead of killing Jedi, it would be several years of hunting the galaxy's most deadly beasts, like the enormous Rathars. But in secret, Maul would stalk the Jedi just to prove that he could evade their detection. The thrill of knowing that he could swoop down at any moment and take the life of one who thought that they were safe in the light side of the Force. This infuriated Sidious, and he warned Maul that if he continued to threaten his grand plan, if he risked revealing the existence of the Sith prematurely, he would kill Maul himself.